This here is the New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 V13. That's a lot of words. The 1080 is one of New Balance's everyday shoes built with a neutral ride and max cushioning. Its soft, fresh foam midsole is supposed to provide more cushioning without increasing overall weight. It also has a rocker profile for a smoother, more natural feeling transition from that heel to toe, a 6mm drop, and it has a breathable, engineered mesh upper that is supposed to provide a structured and supportive feel. If you know anything about me, you know that I am a massive Hoka fan. I've pretty much been running in Hoka my entire running journey. From the outside only, the New Balance 1080 looks nearly identical to the Clifton 9 based on appearance alone. The only real standout difference that I can see on them is the back of the heel. The Hoka Clifton 9 having that big groove sticking out the back on the heel. Now, I've been a big fan of the Clifton 9 for a long time, so I'm very interested to see how the New Balance 1080 stacks up in comparison. For the next week or so, I'm going to do pretty much all of my runs in this 1080 and see just how it feels and how it compares. So, for the next week, all the runs, New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 V13. Let's give it a shot. Let me just start this by saying I'm not sponsored in any way by New Balance. I realize now that I say that I'm wearing a New Balance shirt, but not connected. This is my honest opinion. 1 week with the New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 V13. About 40 to 50 miles in with this thing. I've run on pavement, concrete, trails, treadmills, a little bit of everything with this shoe. And here's my thoughts. When you first put this thing on, you immediately notice just how cushiony that fresh foam is. This might be the squishiest shoe that I've ever worn. It's honestly really comfortable. It feels like I'm walking on a cloud. Other initial reactions, the upper feels great. I've got no hot spots. Everything feels really good on it. The tread's wearing pretty normal, and it's holding up pretty well to the miles I'm putting on it. I did notice that the inside of this shoe on the fresh foam is getting worn down, but that's just because of my individual gait where I often brush my shoes together side by side. So that's pretty common on all the shoes I wear. Overall, it was a very comfortable shoe, and I was not disappointed to wear this thing. Performance-wise, it's a fantastic all-around shoe. I would honestly wear these things around the house just because they're cushy and it felt great for recovery. The downside to having this much foam and being cushy is that it's not very firm. For me, that makes a big difference because when I'm doing long runs, my mindset is all about efficiency. And you get a lot of energy loss every time the shoe's coming down and compressing a bunch. So I'm not able to get as much power transfer from my foot to the ground. Part of that I've also noticed is that it's very loud. I'm typically a very quiet runner. You can't really hear my footsteps much. Again, going for that maximum efficiency, but as hard as I try, I cannot be quiet in these things. And I think it has to do with the amount of cushion and movement that I'm seeing in my foot on every step. As an all-around, everyday shoe, easy runs, recovery, this thing's a rock star. I wouldn't personally use it for my long training runs, just it's too soft and squishy for me, but I think I'm gonna have to start wearing this on some short, easy runs. It's that comfortable wearing it. So if I had to rank this shoe against the Hoka Clifton, which is pretty comparable, I would personally stick with the Clifton based off of my needs, but this is honestly a fantastic shoe. Really happy that I tried out this New Balance Fresh Foam 1080. It's just a solid shoe, really great cushion, and I think it's gonna mix in well to my weekly shoe rotation. Had absolutely no issues with it. The laces are good, the fit's good, the upper's good, the heel's good, the midsole's good. It's a good shoe. I ran fast in this thing, I ran slow in this thing. I was able to do it all. I just feel a severe lack of power transfer because that sole is so squishy. Will I be wearing the 1080 more often? I could see myself wearing it maybe once a week for a very short, easy run, or maybe just to run errands in because it's just so comfortable. But it's not gonna be one of my long distance shoes. Hope that's quick and dirty for you. That's my thoughts on the New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 V13. Only question now is, what shoe should I check out next?